So being that we have that ability, and since we have that power, why not use it? Because that's one of the things that we should do. It's just saying one of the reasons of a hesitation for me to go and work for somebody else is because there's a point where they themselves get lost in somebody else's goal or way of life. So necessarily they don't per se care or acknowledge the emotional factor in life. Yeah, society kind of dictates and is constructed in that way, of saying, well, physically you have food, a home, clothing, that kind of stuff. You grow up in a great home, instead of like back in the day where you had abuse in a sense of disciplining today's standards is not okay to do it that way. It's just we're starting to see that there's more of an emotional retrospect. And so, in a sense of the whole thing of having this hesitation or seeing this as a challenge, and instead of facing the challenge, kind of running away from the challenge or trying to find a loophole in the challenge to get others to play my game, in a sense of forcing them to. Because there's a point where they are playing my game, because they think per se that I'm doing this because they want me to, because they think if I don't, I won't get food to be able to eat, so I potentially have no options, continuing the state of an ultimatum created society, which means it's not my fault of what options I choose. It's just I have to deal with the repercussions. So in a simple sense of me saying it, I don't feel like working for somebody that's going to be in a pyramid scheme, even though every job, anything that has to do with money, is a pyramid scheme. In another sense, everything that you do is networking. It's just more advertising really hits home with using those definitions for a base of understanding. Even though everybody else does it, it's just when you work for somebody else, like a corporation, they semi have the tendency, depending on the corporation, depending on what exactly you're doing, they kind of have the tendency of incorporating you into the modern day slave, which maybe they don't even. Yes, that still does exist though. There is a modern day slave. It's just that would be going into a conspiracy kind of a thing. And I'm trying to focus on making this video into portraying these words of why I'm willing to do what I'm going to do, in a sense of accurately portraying, in a sense, or doing my best to portray, from my understanding, into a way that you guys will understand. Because there would be that of if somebody would come or create that kind of a system where you go, that it's set up where everybody is able to get communicated to, or to communicate towards, and put forth their understanding of life and what they think life could be. And then everybody's saying would be calculated and put together, and then that would create the basis of society. If you watch my videos or kind of researched my material of understanding, you can see that I would, like I said in the other video, create a society where you wake up when you want to stay in your natural clock. So virtually taking out as much stress, or at least not creating any more stress when you have to live somebody else's life, or what they think life should be like, because those that have gotten that level of being so focused on by others, and so empowered by others to set the standards of life, think that that's the way life should be. And yet the question would be, in a sense of, how do you transition from not using money? Well, personally, I would say you don't. You keep using money. It's just you set up other forms of an economy, like a favor system economy, virtually going into the means of doing something because you can. So in a sense too, in a more modern sense, or in something that can happen today, into creating a job, which jobs are easy to create. It's just the whole money thing of being able to get that thing, which essentially you really use to get a place to shelter and food. Essentially the things that you need, in a sense. Where everybody could, like, have a greenhouse, and then somebody oversees all the food that's getting grown. And you don't know how to greenhouse, that's okay, because somebody can come in and greenhouse it for you, yet you still get your food grown in your home. Multiple jobs right there. Boom.